When we multiply a positive number with another positive number, the answer is always going to be positive. If you multiply a negative with another negative, the answer will also be positive. Now, if you have a positive times a negative, your answer is going to come out to a negative. Practice 1 is asking us to find the product of all of these questions. The product is basically the answer you get when you multiply numbers together. So we'll basically be finding the answer to all of these multiplication questions. You'll notice in these questions, we can denote multiplication in many different ways. We can use kind of like an X, we can use brackets to show multiplication. We can also use a dot. So positive 8 times positive 3 is positive 24. Negative 3 times negative 3, because we have negative times negative, we get a positive 9. Positive 20 times negative 3 is going to come out to a negative and 60 for 20 times 3. Negative 5 times 4 is a negative. 5 times 4 is 20. Negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. For F, we have like negative bracket, negative 10 bracket. So this is technically the same as negative 1 multiplied by negative 10, but sometimes we don't write that 1. So negative 1 times negative 10 is positive 10. When we're multiplying more than two numbers together, like in G and K, it honestly doesn't really matter which order you multiply the numbers in. But I'm going to work from left to right just to kind of help me keep track of everything. So I'll start with negative 4 times positive 2. So it looks like I would get negative 8 multiplied by negative 3. And putting those together, I'd get positive 24. For K, again, I'll work from left to right. So I'm going to start with negative 3 times positive 5. So that comes out to negative 15 multiplied by negative 2 multiplied by negative 1. So next I'll go ahead with negative 15 times negative 2, which is positive 30 times negative 1, which comes out to negative 30. It's also possible to find these products in your calculator. So I'll just show with K. So negative 3 we would want to put in as negative. So you want to use this one for negative and not this one. This one is for subtraction. So negative 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by negative 2 multiplied by negative 1. So that would give you that same answer. You'll see in the question they also put brackets around everything, but it's not really necessary to put brackets and the multiplication sign. You can just put the time sign and that's enough.